If you're running ads for your business and you're getting leads but you can't convert them, I'm going to show you the exact process you need to implement to start closing more leads. I assure you that once you install this into your business, your booking and conversion rate will increase drastically. Because right now, you already have half of the equation, which is getting leads. But leads do not equal customers, right? So watch this video if you want to learn how to close more leads into paying customers. And there's also something that I want you to understand. There's many businesses that spend thousands of dollars a month on leads they'll never close. And that's because they don't have a system in place that allows them to automate this process. And that's the real problem, right? Because manual work, if you're depending on manual work, on manually following up and manually reaching out to leads, well, that's inconsistent. And that's the real problem. So I'm going to show you how this works. All right, so here's what I have for you. First, I want you to look at this picture here. So these are the type of leads that you'll get. As you can see, there's only 3% of leads that are ready to buy. And what does that tell us is that, well, it depends how you see it, right? But how I see it is that ready to buy hot leads and high quality leads don't really exist. I mean, there's only 3% of them out there. But think about this. Every other business in your industry is fighting for the same 3%. So if you're also fighting for the same 3%, no wonder why you can improve your conversion rate. Because most of the leads that you'll get will be here. They're going to be the 97% left, which is they're either just gathering information, they're problem aware, or they're not even problem aware. And if by any chance you do not know what these concepts means, well, I have another video explaining what this means exactly, but that's another topic. But the point that I'm trying to make is if most of the leads that you're getting aren't ready to buy yet, how do you make them ready to purchase your service or product? And that's an excellent question. And the answer is in the question itself. You get them ready to buy, right? You cannot expect to run an ad and immediately get them ready to purchase from you. That's not how it works, not even close. You get them ready to purchase your service or buy your product, and you do this through a system. You do this with this system here, which is what I'm going to explain in a second. All right, so how to convert leads from paid ads into paying customers. So I'm going to show you this 3-step process, and you're going to see it's very simple, but it's so effective that it's going to be mind-blowing for you. All right, so first we're going to use thank you pages, because thank you pages, they're not just a formality for your business. No, the purpose of a thank you page is to keep your leads engaged and to build trust, right? And here's how we're going to do this. So once they land into your in your thank you page, well, you're going to confirm their action. You're going to tell them what to do next, and you're going to upsell them, right? This could look something like, thank you for your inquiry. Please look at your, let's say they opt in for a lead magnet, right? So I'll send you an email in the next 3 minutes so you can download your lead magnet, right? And you can upsell them with a booking link or with a booking button, right? You also want to include testimonials to build trust and a VSL. A VSL is a video sales letter, right? And it's so powerful because if right after they opt in, you show a video, they're going to engage, right? They're going to watch this video even for a couple of minutes, but they're going to watch it because what we don't want them to right after they opt in, we don't want them to go back to Facebook, Instagram to keep scrolling or talking to their friend. No, we don't want them. Okay, we want them to keep engaging with your page, your email, with your brand. All right. Why we want this is because while they're still engaging with your brand, we need to send them a message. And here's where this comes: speed to lead. Let me just ask you a question. How long does it take you to get in contact with leads right after they opt in? Because the truth is, if it takes you more than 5 minutes, you have 100% less chances to close that lead. And that's true. There's been numerous studies about it. So while they're still engaging with your VSL, with your thank you page, we want to send an automated but personalized message 3 minutes after they opt in. All right. We don't want to send a message immediately after they obtain because they're going to know it's it's an automated message. We don't want this. We want this to be humanized. We want the contact to be humanized, right? So we're going to wait 3 minutes and we're going to send the message, right? And like I said, this is not going to be a generic message. We don't do generic here, right? If you want to have results, do not use the word generic. We're going to send a personalized message. That means with their name, with the type of service that they're looking for. It could be their city, their budget, right? It all depends on the type of questions that you ask on your form. Because these leads, you collect them via a form, and on your form, you ask questions that so we can then use those answers in your personalized message, right? But you gotta be careful with the first message that you send because the purpose of this message is to engage the lead into a conversation. And you do this by asking an open-end question, right? You don't want to send a message like, "Hey, John, I saw your inquiry. Do you have 5 minutes to jump on a call?" No, you cannot do this and you won't do it. That's a complete no, right? If you do this, you're going to lose leads, right away. So you're going to ask an open-ended question, and this is what it could look like, right? With a personalized message, it could look like, "Hi, John. Let's say you're a painting contractor, so it would look like this: Hi, John. I just saw your inquiry for a interior painting. Thanks for showing interest. When are you hoping to get this done? Or what area of your home are you looking to get painted?" Right? Those are open-end questions. And this message here, well, it's just an example, right? You could do better and you could use a more personalized message that it could sound something like, "Hey, John, I just saw your inquiry for interior painting. Thanks for showing interest. I'm reaching out because I noticed you're located in their city. When are you hoping to get this done?" Right? This is way more personalized, and you have way more chances to obtain a response from them. But if they do not answer, well, that's not a problem, right? Because there's a sequence that comes with it. If they don't answer, a follow up will be sent 24 hours after. And if they don't answer, 48 hours after, another message. And if they don't answer, 72 hours, right? So you set the limit, but this is what's very important. It's a consistent follow up. All right. Because after working with many clients, I know that many businesses, they lose leads because of inconsistent follow-ups. And those leads that they lose are leads that could be worth thousands of dollars for their business, right? So imagine if this system helps you get those leads into paying customers, right? Instead of losing them. How much revenue is that for your business? A lot, right? And here's the key part, and I cannot stress this enough because this is very, very important because this is all a system, right? We don't just do text messages or we don't just do thank you pages. No, we do this all together. And here's the big part: email nurturing. While you're contacting them, after you send them to a thank you page, after you send them a message, at the same time, there's an email that has been sent to them, but not just a normal email, not just any email. It's an email to educate them, to overcome all of their objections, so they don't have any other path than do business with you. This is what we call lead nurturing, right? So you're gonna educate them on every possible issue, every possible objection they might have about working with you, right? So this is a 30-day FAQ sequence with one major objection, one FAQ, and one reason not to work with you. And you're going to address all of those in a 30-day FAQ sequence. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean at the beginning, that you make them ready to buy. You get them ready to buy, because if you take the time and effort to educate those leads and you get them ready to buy, once they're ready to buy, guess who they're going to buy from? They're going to buy from you specifically because you're the one that took the time to educate them and to overcome all of their objections. And this is why this is so powerful, right? once you install all of this into your strategy, well, it's almost impossible not to increase your conversion, believe me. And and if you say, well, I don't have 30 ideas of FAQs and major objections or reason they might have about for not working with me, well, you can do this with AI, right? I'm sure you already have some ideas of some objections they might have, but for the rest, you can use AI. And I have here a prompt you can use, and you can spell this to, you can give this to ChatGPT, and it'll give you very good ideas, right? So the prompt is, I own a business for niche. I want to write 30 emails for a flow, and I want to address one major objection, FAQ, and reason not to work with me in each. Can you give me 50 FAQ ideas that are high level and would be for your target audience? And then I will manually narrow it down to 30. Right? So we need 30 ideas, but we're asking for 50. And that's because sometimes AI is going to give you ideas that are not good enough, that you just don't want to address or whatever, right? So we ask for more than what we need so we can then pick the best ideas, right? So this system altogether, like I said, if you install this, it's almost impossible not to increase your conversion, right? And if you don't believe me, you can try it. Install this in your business and you see how much your conversion will increase. I've seen it work for many businesses, right? And I've installed this into many businesses for the past 3 years, and this works every single time. All right. It'll increase your conversion, guarantee, no doubt. Right. So try it out. One question that you might have right now is, how do I actually set this up for my business? Right. Now that you have all of this information and you understand how powerful this is, you might be asking, how do I actually implement this into my business? Well, if you go to Google, sorry, you'll find different options, different softwares to run all of these automations. But the problem is that you'll find one software to run your emails and one software to run your text and another software to run your landing pages and thank you pages, right? So at the end, it becomes complicated because you have to run one automations in one system, another automations in another system. And it also becomes three different payments that you have to make to different softwares. So it becomes a little bit more complicated. The system that I use is very user friendly, and it allows you to have all of these automations and all of these implementations in the same platform, which is easier for you to handle. And like I said, it's just one payment, right? So it becomes easier. So if you want to have access to the same software that I use and to the same system, leave a comment below and I'll send you more information about it. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.